Hello everyone, this is Eagle and welcome back in Steel Division 2. So we have finally finished reviewing all the Soviet divisions in the game, and it has been quite a journey. Now, one major flaw that I have noticed regarding the Soviet divisions as a whole is that they really lack diversity. I mean, if you take a broad general look at them, you will find that they are mostly repetition to each other, with some minor differences. Anyway, in this video, I have decided to create two tier lists. The first is the performance tier list, which focuses on which divisions are the best and which are the worst to play with. But keep in mind that I have made this list based on two things. First, this list is made based only on balanced income. Second, it is based on 1 versus 1 gameplay. So this means that some divisions in this list might perform much better in Maverick or other types of income. Personally, I don't support the Maverick income in 1 versus 1, and I think it's unfair. I believe that the income should be fixed for both opponents in 1 versus 1, but that's just my opinion, of course. Also keep in mind that some of those divisions might perform much better in 10 versus 10 setup. The second tier list which I made is a historical tier list, which I will discuss in the second part of this video. Now enough talking and let's jump to the first tier list. So here we go, the 2023 Soviet divisions tier list, which contains all Soviet divisions released until today, and of course if Eugene adds new divisions in the future, I will re-upload an updated version of this video. Now I didn't want to bother the viewers actually with words like S tiers or whatever letters other guys or other YouTubers do to describe these divisions, so I just made this as simple as I can. So as we can see here, I only consider the 26th Guard Strelkovy division as the best division to play with in Soviet divisions. And the reason actually goes to the fact that this division is a diverse division that has what we can call combined arms setup. It has good infantry, it's an infantry division after all. It also has good tanks, average anti-air, with good air support and artillery. But the most important is that it really has good support tab. This is a well-balanced division that even though I evaluated it in balanced mode, but I still even think that it can serve in all types of income. Divisions in real battlefield actually work together. You cannot just take an artillery division and go to a battle with it alone. You must have the support from other divisions as well. So if you create a game based on divisions fighting alone, then you must have diversity in units. But if you do this, it means that historical authenticity will be also affected, which I believe is the dilemma of this game. Anyway, regardless of that, if we take a closer look to this tier list, we can see that most of the poor divisions, which you don't really want to pick at any time, they are mostly early game divisions. And that's because with each release DLC, the game multiplayer experience changed drastically, as well as the balance of the game, which basically render lots of divisions useless. So in my opinion, it doesn't really make sense that you have over 80 divisions, but then half of them are actually useless. Having said that, I'm not going through all the tier list, but of course if you are interested to know the reasoning behind this tier list, you can always visit the videos I made about each division separately. But as a general advice, if you play 1 versus 1 and you prefer balanced income like me, then stick with the excellent or very good divisions in this tier list. Now to the second part of this video, which is related to the historical tier list. And I understand that maybe I am the first one to create such tier list. Usually not many players or not many people focus on such tier lists. And I have put some effort while evaluating each division to dig a little about the historical background of these divisions. And since Steel Division 2 claims that it is a historically accurate game, this claim is always given as an excuse to avoid certain game balances or changes. or to avoid including certain units. However, as we can see, according to my research, the game tries to come as close as possible to historical accuracy according to this tier list. However, I also want to stress that I am not a historian, and this was only a single effort from my side to put things into perspective. Also, I have mostly reviewed historical backgrounds and unit compositions in the divisions, while I did not go very deep into lots of other details, which I know for fact that they are completely inaccurate, such as tank combat mechanics, for example, air combat that neglect, for example, the altitude effect of a plane when taking damage from anti-air, or map designs and infantry combat mechanics, especially the line of sight issues that most of the maps have. Also, infantry loadout are very questionable in many divisions. So I couldn't get into deep details regarding all these points, but the bottom line is that I can say that there is a good effort in the game to be historically accurate. But personally, I cannot call Steel Division a historically accurate game. Now, with all that said, you can refer to the videos related to each division separately to see my personal take on each division from history perspective. That's all everyone, and thanks for watching, and see you in the Allied Divisions review.